What are your thoughts on diets?
You know, it's really a great question. One of the things that I think smacks people in the face when they hear the word diet is it's always about what you have to give up in life. And the truth is most people don't like to give anything up. We all want what we want. What I do is I don't focus on dieting per se. What I do is I teach people what will help them become really healthy. And I keep it very simple. I suggest that people eat raw seeds and nuts, provided they can handle them and any other food that I mentioned. If you know that you can't handle seeds and nuts, if you have a particular allergy or if you have an issue like diverticulitis or diverticulosis and you simply can't handle nuts, well, of course, then you avoid them. But if you can have them, they're very rich in nutrients, particularly minerals, essential fatty acids. And so what I teach people is eat raw foods, like raw seeds, raw nuts, eat lots of organic raw vegetables, and the real basis of your diet should be organic vegetable matter. Eat some fruit, but limit it. Or if you're not going to, be cautious about limiting it, and I only say that because I just don't believe that too much sugar is good for you, regardless of whether it's organic fruit or not. But if you are going to eat a lot of fruit, make sure they're low glycemic fruits, meaning fruits that don't spike your blood sugar level so that it surges abruptly and then comes down abruptly. This is very bad for you, it's very stressful for the body, and it really promotes and accelerates aging. So if you're going to eat fruits, I'm a big fan of fruits like berries. Get organic, a mixture of organic berries. Also, I tell people, eat organic, clean, lean, organic meats or seafood, whatever the case may be. I'm not a big fan of any kind of extreme diet, and people tend to get their chains jerked a little bit when I say I'm not a big fan of veganism or even vegetarianism. I find that often, particularly vegans, just have a whole different host of problems. They tend to eat excessive amounts of sugars and end up eventually with obesity problems. They get too little protein in many cases and have whatever problems are associated with that. For example, I've had many young women come in who don't have proper menses. They end up with depression issues. I've had older women come in that have been vegans for 10, 15, 20 years, and they end up with a body fat percentage ranging from 40 to 60% and can't seem to find a way to lean their bodies out because they're simply not getting enough protein. And what ends up happening is their bodies cannibalize themselves and they end up with very low muscle mass and very high fat. So if you were to ask me if there were a particular type of diet that I would recommend, I would say either a paleo or a modified paleo diet, because I think that from time immemorial that we focused on eating primarily clean, lean animal protein, some seeds, some nuts, and some fruits. But we didn't eat a lot of sugars that caused great spiking, great surges, if you will, in our blood sugar level. And what that does is the more you spike insulin, the hormone insulin, the more you break down the body. So it accelerates aging, it breaks down the immune system, it stresses the endocrine system, and you end up with a failure eventually to adapt properly. Many people end up with a problem called metabolic syndrome, which is characterized by high chronic blood sugar elevation, high triglycerides, if you're male, low testosterone, abdominal fat, and hypertension. These are all problems when you eat too much processed food and diets that are too rich in sugar. So a lot of people disagree with eating animal flesh. I actually don't. I find that the people that do the best in my practice are the people that eat plenty of plant matter. They, as I mentioned, some seeds, some nuts, berries, and other fruits in moderation, and meats that are very, very clean.